Hello, you're welcome. You're welcome onto my channel today, and it gives me great joy to observe you are viewing this video. Hi, I'm Dr. Olayinka Conley. I am a lecturer in the university. I am a sociologist. I'm a researcher. On this channel, I do a number of thoughts, but all these thoughts I do on this channel, you can easily categorize them into four: sociology, research, relationship, and migration. So the video you are viewing at this time is within my framework of research video. Meanwhile, are you subscribed to this channel? If not, what are you waiting for? Kindly go ahead and tap the subscribe button on your screen. Click the subscribe button on your screen now to subscribe to this channel for regular, relevant content. And if you have subscribed previously, thank you very much for staying tuned. This video, the title is Field Notes in Research. Field note in research. This is a very important component of research that people take for granted. I've seen many people go to the field without field note, and when they come back, no field note. And they miss a lot of opportunities to get very useful information or data that will enhance their work. So, people just go to the field randomly to collect data without sufficient preparation, because field notes is very important. So, what is a field note? A field note can be regarded as information you gather in or documented different from your original research instrument. Notes taken during field work, simply. Notes taken during field work, different from your transcript, different from your questionnaire, different from your in-depth interview or key informant or FGD guide or IDI guide, different from those ones. Field notes are complements of your data. You get what I mean? So field notes, you need to get a note that you take to the field to complement your work. And it's very important. So, and it's used for in qualitative research or quantitative research. And it's a must. You must have field notes. I've used field notes for so many years, and I discovered that, in fact, sometimes your field note may be nearly more important than even the data you gather eventually, or as important, if not more important, as important as the data you gather through your original research instrument. So whether you're doing qualitative data collection or quantitative data collection, equally in quantity, you need field note, and field note is a must. I usually recommend my students from undergraduate to PhD that they've got to have field notes, and I try to see them because field notes complement your data. It's a complement of your data. So there are three processes in developing in field notes. These three processes, you have number one, jottings. You jot as you're collecting your data. Even before you start collection, maybe when you enter the communities, you should see things written and unwritten, you jot in your note. So jottings. Then the second one is diary. A diary can be like fleshing up of your bullet point in your jottings. Your jottings normally are bullet points. So when you are done with the field work today, you can develop them, or at your earliest convenience, develop them more into more comprehensive information. So that's when it becomes a diary. But it means you have to do it every day. That's why it's a diary. I've collected data, and I've written a report that even my field note eventually brought the beauty of your work out. So the third process is expanded field note. In the expanded field note, you have jottings, you have diary, then you have expanded. Expanded field note begins to put more layers, more information into the diary, both contextual and actually the figurative and actually the hard facts. You now bring them together in a coherent, in a very elaborate form. These are the three processes: processes of field note jottings, diary, and expanded field notes. Don't forget the three of them. Now, what are the types of field notes? There are types of field notes I want to mention. You can have descriptive field notes, you can have analytical field notes, and you can have reflective field notes. Descriptive field notes just simply describe the situation around the field. Describe, maybe the weather condition, the interview condition, and the rest of them. You just describe generally, broadly speaking, and particularly and in particular terms, so that you describe. Analytical, you begin to analyze. That means these things you have described, what are you have described? What are the implications for the work, for your research, even for your findings? So, Fieldnotes, very interesting. I've used it before, and I'm enjoying it the way I'm saying it. Because I can see that it's very important. You just describe the environment, describe the research process, describe the people, describe the ethnography, describe the instrument, describe everything that you believe. Don't forget, everything that is relevant to your research, not some random things that are not relevant. Relevant things that are relevant to your research questions and research objectives. I have videos on this channel on research question objective, the research process. I'm covering them systematically. So you then begin to analyze what are the implications. Why is this, and this, not that? You analyze it and linking them to your work. Then you now have the reflective. Now, what's your own impression of it? That's the reflective aspect of it. What's your impression? What are the linkages? Among the factors or forces you have described that you have analyzed and your work. So you reflect as an expert, as a researcher. Now, that's the reflexive aspect of it, bringing your professionalism into it and your opinion. So what are the elements? Don't forget, I've told you the importance of Fieldnotes, what Fieldnotes is, how important it is. I've told you about the processes of the Fieldnote. I've told you the types of Fieldnote. Now, let me tell you the elements. What are the things that should be in your Fieldnote normally? I've told you the descriptive will be usually the first part, analytical, second part, and reflexive, the third part of your Fieldnote. So you have to organize it in that manner. It's very important so that you don't get confused. You organize it in that manner. Now, the elements. Across all of these types, what are the elements? What are the things you must capture? You must capture the place you are. Where is the research setting? There's a video on this channel on research setting. That's the place you are conducting the research. So what's the name of the place? Why is the place important to your research? Then the date of the research. When's the date? It gives validity to what's the thing? What's the time that you're doing this field work? When is the start time? If you are conducting an interview, because you also have to get your field notes have to include every interviewee, every interview, every questionnaire you administer, every idea, every KII, every life history, every case study, every interview that you conducted, they must reflect in your field note. Wow, it's a serious forward. You need it. So the time of the research, then the time of the interview, the starting, the beginning, and the end. Then the data collection method. Which method are you using to collect the data collection? Per time and generally. We'll talk about your methodology, which is very important. Then details of the interviewee. One, you are doing part-time, and the interviewees, collectivity of your people you are interviewing, your subjects. So you have to talk about details. Who are they? Who is he? Who is she? What's the age? And the rest of them. So the details and the details of the interviews. What are the things that are happening when you're doing the interview? Where is the interview? What are the things? What are the details? And the interviewer, who interviewed it? Maybe you've got some research assistants. You must tell the details of the interviewer. And if you are the person, you have to say, tell us the detail of the interviewer. That is very important. So you can know who to ask questions if you need more information. Then your field note must include your informed consent form. Informed consent is an ethical issue. They must document that they give you consent to conduct this data. In fact, if you don't have informed consent, then your data is empty. So it's not acceptable. It's not going to meet the best practice, globally speaking. So you need to document informed consent process. So that's why the ICF, informed consent form, must include it. If you are recording, if you are taping the issue, then that means if you are tape recording, they can give you verbal or voice consent. Say, we want to start this one. Do you agree that we continue this interview? Hi, so. If they give name or if not, let them say, I agree. And if you are recording manually on your notes or it's a questionnaire, you have to indicate on the informed consent form that this person agreed and they have to sign. So you have to tell us the objective of this research and how all of what you are doing you're going to feed into it, and other factors. Then your impression of the field and the process is very important, and your insight, especially when you get to the analytical and the reflective part. Your insight, your reflexive characteristics of the situation is very important. Then are you getting some argots? ARGOTS. We call it argots. These are slangs, local languages, proverbs, wise sayings, idioms, street languages, colloquial things that they say in the community. You have to document them, even if it's only one. That one can give you a whole narrative in terms of ethnography. So be conscious of documenting all the argots that are mentioned. This is very important. Specific words, specific expressions, statements, they are very important in giving value, in giving importance to your work. Very important. Then you have to tell us the key issues of interest and your impression of them. If you're able to do this and you categorize them along the line of descriptive, analytical, and reflective with all of these elements, I'm sure you're going to have fantastic data. And you can study from jottings, you can go to diary, and you can go to, expanded field notes. So if you're able to document it, the way I'm putting it systematically, you're going to be the best of researchers that have ever lived. And these are things I've done before myself, and I find them very wonderful. Okay, like the last thing I was talking about is the importance of field notes. Number one is that it focuses your work. Right from the field, you are focused. You are not moving away from your objectives and research questions. You are not gathering irrelevant data. So you are focusing. And again, it gives you more details than even your research instrument can capture. Because some of the things that you're going to capture in your field notes, sometimes they are not anticipated things. They are not things that you anticipate. They are not things that you've already put in your proposal sometimes. Some of them will be your proposal, your instruments, but some of them will not be there if you manage it very well. So it gives you more important details that and again, it complements your recorded data. It's a complement of your recorded data. Once you have recorded, you have documented in your questionnaire, in your tape, then this one will give you more information. It makes your data complete, actually. It makes your data complete. And this is very important. Your data will be very complete, very robust, comprehensive, and and it's a proof of your work. It's also about validation. From your field notes, even if I read your field note, I will know whether you went to the field or not. It's about ethics. I did a video on ethics on this. So there are many unethical practices that many researchers engage in. So your field note can let us know that actually you were there and you did all you were claiming to have done. So it's a proof of work, if you like. It's a proof of work for us when you want to examine, and it assists your transcription. If you have collected qualitative data, it can assist your transcription. Because for your field notes, you're able to get more insight, into comprehensiveness of your transcription or your transcripts, and it can also guide your transcription. So it's very important. Then it front loads your analysis. Right from the field, you're already seeing how your analysis will look like. Yeah, because as you're taking the notes, you are listening to people, you are engaging with the environment, your patterns of analysis will likely have emerged at the point of documenting through your field notes. Yeah, it front loads your analysis. And when you analyze it, you say, wow. You see the wow effect easily. Because you say, wow, I saw this on the field and I think this is how this issue should be narrated. Because when I was on the field, I was able to, in that community, when I was not. And if you revert to your field note, everything becomes clear. Even when you are already taking the field note, your analysis is already coming together in your head. So it assists your transcription, it assists your analysis, it front-loads your analysis, and it builds your capacity. And your field note will help you to document the unspoken. The unspoken, there are many, when you are interviewing people, they just tell you some things sometimes. But during your field note, the unspoken one will be captured. Even your questionnaire. Once you are collecting questionnaire, it's just, questionnaires are usually structured. At most or at worst semi-structured. But your field note can give you unstructured information that can assist you in understanding your structured responses. You see, so field notes are very important. And from today, I think especially documenting the unspoken words, the unspoken data, the unspoken issues that are very relevant to your work. So from today, I recommend field notes to you. Because people just go to the field, get transcripts, and sometimes if I get your field notes, I'm even okay because from your field notes, I prefer even field notes to transcripts sometimes because the field notes will give me an insight. Or in the minimum, if you give me transcripts, I request your field notes at the same time. If I have your field notes, your transcript, I make sense of it. I can even put the report together myself. So, because I understand the field notes will give me the background, the contextual situations, and the transcript and questionnaire will give me contents that may not even give me the contextual background. So when I take the field notes and the transcript and the questionnaire together, the report becomes very robust, very fantastic and excellent. So I recommend you take field notes seriously and tell others about field notes. Very interesting and very important. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this video very well. I enjoyed myself. Kindly subscribe to the channels and tell others. Until I see you in my next video, be your best.